Om Namo Bhagavate Vasudeva. Hare Krishna, dear devotees. Thank you very much for joining today. So we seek the blessings of Radha Madhav, Radha Shyamsundar, Krishna Balaram, Bal Gopal, Gonitai, Srila Prabhupada, Guru Maharaj, and the assembly devotees. It's continuing on our Sanatan Dharma topics, and we started yesterday talking about the Devatas, the demigods who govern and run, control this universe. So we talked about many, many different aspects about the Devatas. So today we want to talk about what is their knowledge. What do they know about the Supreme Lord? Because they're Devatas. They're great devotees of the Lord. They're also situated in the mode of goodness, as we discussed yesterday. So what is their position? People worship demigods to gain material benefits because they believe that the demigods control the fate of all living beings. However, there are many instances when the demigods were not only bewildered, but also were not aware of who was Krishna. So, no doubt the demigods are very powerful living entities, and they have a great appreciation of the Supreme Personality of Godhead. However, there are occasions when even they may forget. We learn from the Bhagavatam that Lord Brahma, the creator of all living beings, including human beings, was bewildered about who was Krishna and wanted to test Krishna and show his power by stealing all the cowherd boys, and the calves. So this pastime is described in the Srimad Bhagavatam 10th canto. And this is one of the verses in that Bhagavatam literature. O Maharaj Parikshit, Brahma, who resides in the higher planetary system in the sky, had observed the activities of the most powerful Krishna in killing and delivering Aghasur. So Aghasur, if devotees recall, was that cave demon where the cowherd boys went in and they were swallowed by Aghasur. And then Krishna went in, and from inside he became very hot, and Aghasur had to let everybody go when he died. So Brahma was astonished. Now that same Brahma wanted to show some of his own power. So Brahma is very powerful, but he's given his powers by God. But sometimes we forget that. We forget Krishna. The Lord has given us so many natural talents, but we think, oh, we acquire these talents by ourselves. But no. These talents are actually given by the Lord, and they can be taken away by the Lord. So he wanted to show some of his own power and see the power of Krishna as well, who was engaged in his childhood pastimes, playing with ordinary cowherd boys. In Krishna's absence, Brahma took all the boys and calves to another place. Thus, he became entangled, for in the very near future, he would see how powerful Krishna was. So he stole the cows and the calves and the cowherd boys. And when Krishna realized what had happened, Krishna expanded himself into every single cowherd boy and calf. For a full year, Brahma only looked away for a moment, but his moment is 1 year in our times. So in that 1 year, the Lord did all the activities that the boys and the calves would have done. And everybody was so happy and pleased because they were actually, the mothers were enjoying the company of Krishna. The cows were enjoying the company of Krishna in the form of cowherd boys and calves. But Brahma, when he looked back, he realized, whoa, what happened? I thought I'd taken all the cows and the cowherd boys, but they're still there. Then he realized, oh, the Lord has expanded himself. So Krishna showed his magnificence. The king of heaven, Indra, also did not know that Krishna was the Supreme Personality of Godhead. He wanted to test Krishna as we learn from the following verses of Bhagavatam. The king of heaven, Indra, also did not know. Oh, sorry, we just said that. So, in the Bhagavatam, 10 canto, 25th chapter, verse number 2, angry Indra sent forth the clouds of universal destruction known as Samvataka, imagining himself the supreme controller, because he's in charge of heaven. You get great status and power controlling heaven. But unfortunately, that can also lead to one thinking that I am the supreme controller. But he spoke as follows. Indra, this is Indra speaking. Thus see how the coward men living in the forest have become so greatly intoxicated by their prosperity. They have surrendered to an ordinary human being, Krishna, and thus have offended the gods. So here, Indra then sent forth lots of rain to damage the Brijabasis. And Krishna, what did he do? He picked up with his left hand Govardhan hill and held it on his little finger for 7 days, 7 nights, and thus defeated Indra, who had to come and beg for the mercy of Krishna. In Bhagavad Gita, Krishna declares that he is the governing principle of the demigods. So Bhagavad Gita, verse number 730. Those in full consciousness of me, who know me, the Supreme Lord, to be the governing principle of material manifestation of the demigods and all the methods of sacrifice, can understand and know me, the Supreme Personality of Godhead, even at the time of death. So why do demigods not recognize Krishna sometimes? Right? Because Krishna wanted not to be recognized in that moment. So demigods are no fools. They're pretty powerful personalities. But sometimes Krishna doesn't want to be recognized. He wants to have some leela. Krishna's leelas are arranged by Krishna himself, and everybody participates as he desires to enhance the leela. Anything that happens with demigods or Krishna have ultimate goal for welfare of the universe. Therefore, best to avoid judging them, as they may be offensive towards the demigods. So this may be offensive towards the demigods, especially for Lord Brahma and Lord Indra, judging some of their acts on material human level. We don't know the pastimes, how they're arranged, how the Lord may put somebody in illusion. And if we start judging anybody by our standards, we might be wrong and we might insult that person. The demigods are devotees of the Lord, and actually making offenses to Vaishnavas will degrade our progress in spiritual life. So we accept the demigods as they are, servants, devotees of the Lord who are in charge of the administration of this world. They're serving God, they're serving Krishna by taking that role on. And it's not an easy role. It's not an easy role by any means. So who are the demigods? There's lots. There's 33 crore just in this universe, 330 million. So these are some of the principal ones. Brahma, Shiva. Shiva is Mahadev. He's known as Mahadev, head of the Devatas. But he's also not an ordinary personality. So we have to understand that. We'll have a look at him in a few minutes. Kartikeya, the son of Shiva. Hanuman. Although he's in this category of demigod, but actually he's not a demigod. He's actually pure servant of Ram, pure devotee. Ganesh, Durga Mata, Saraswati, Suryadev. These are very powerful demigods. There's other much more, I mean, not much more, but also powerful demigods like Vayu, Kuver, so many. We'll try to have a look at all of them. Not today, but over a period of time. So Lord Shiva, let's have a look at him. Who is he? Lord Shiva is identified by Guru Sadhu Shastra as, Lord Krishna is identified, Guru Shadaswami, as the Supreme Personality of God and the source of all material and spiritual worlds. So when Krishna wants to be in touch with this material world, and not just in touch, it's much more than that. Lord Shiva has a huge function in this material world, which the Lord would not normally conduct. He wouldn't interact with the material world. And that's why he transforms into Lord Shiva. The Lord's glance wakes up material nature. That glance is said to be Shambhu, Lord Shiva. So Lord Shiva is the same as Lord Krishna, but also different. Like milk and yogurt. Though milk and yogurt are essentially non-different, they're both dairy products, right? Yogurt is a product of milk. One can use milk to make ghee, cheese, ice cream, or yogurt. But one cannot turn yogurt back into milk. So just like that, Krishna, if we add the material world to him, becomes Shiva. So Krishna can become Shiva, but Shiva cannot become Krishna. And there's a wonderful verse which describes this very example in the Brahma Samhita 545. Shiram yatadadi vikara vishesha yoga sanjayate nahi tatha pratak asti heto yam samputam api tatha samupaiti karya govindamadi purusham tamam bhajami. Just as milk is transformed into curd by the actions of acids, and yet the effect curd, is neither same as nor different from its cause, i.e. the milk. So I adore the primeval Lord Govinda, of whom the state of Shambhu is a transformation for the performance of the work of destruction. So many instructions or guidance given in this one verse about Lord Shiva. We can actually understand Lord Shiva if we understand this verse. Although Lord Shiva is extremely hard to understand. But by the mercy of Lord Brahma, we can actually understand it. Because of Shiva's intimate contact with the material world, especially the quality of ignorance. He's in charge of the model. It's not that Shiva is in ignorance. He's in charge of ignorance. The souls in this world may not receive the same spiritual restoration by worshipping him as by worshipping Vishnu. May not. And why do we say may not? It's all about intentions. If our intention is to worship Shiva to obtain material gain, then that's what we'll get. If our intention is to worship Shiva to get closer to Vishnu, then we'll get that as well. So he's very potent because he is a pure devotee of the Lord. However, Lord Shiva holds the keys to leaving this material world, and Lord Krishna holds the keys for the soul to enter the spiritual world. So if one is devotee of Lord Shiva and with a view of becoming close to Lord Vishnu, Lord Shiva holds the keys. He can let us out of this world. Lord Shiva's devotees have three kinds. Ghosts, hobbling, and demons. So, some very interesting Shivites. There's also the yogis and the tapasvis, who another category of devotees who worship Shiva. These are the Nag Babas. And those who want material possessions. So three types, mainly. We can mainly say that. What is the position of Lord Shiva in the Trinity? So Lord Shiva is superior to Lord Brahma. who is an empowered soul, ordinary Jiva. But Shiva is not quite on the level of Vishnu. So this is always a very interesting family tree of the incarnations of Krishna. So Krishna is the cause of all causes. From him comes Balaram, from whom comes the first quadruple incarnations. And from Shankarshan comes Narayan. From Narayan comes the second Chaturvyu of incarnations. And then from the second Sankarsana, we have Mahavishnu, Garbhadakshay Vishnu, Kshiradakshay, the three Vishnus. So when the first of those Vishnus breathes out, millions of universes come out of the pores of his skin. And in every single universe, the next Vishnu becomes an incarnation. Yes, Madhuben.
Jai Shri Krishna, Prabhuji. Just I don't understand why the Balram is top of the all the time. And normally, I understood since now this Balram is the Krishna's brother, isn't it?
Yes, but he's also actually his position is a little different. When he comes to this world, he comes as his brother. But his position is that he is the first expansion of Krishna.
Oh, so Vasudev is after the Balram.
Yes. From Balaram comes this Vasudev, Sankarsan, Padumna, Aniruddha. And then from Sankarsan comes Aniruddha. And then from from Sankarsan comes Narayan. Narayan. And from Narayan, there's another set of 4 incarnations, same as these, but they have some different function. And then from the second Sankarsan, we have this Mahavishnu.
Oh.
And then
still I'm not 100% clear in my mind, but anyway, I understand a little bit now, and I try to understand. And if I not ask you, yeah.
No, you can ask. You please don't anytime you're welcome to ask, anytime.
Thank you.
But this is something that is given in the Srimad Bhagavad Puran. So Krishna is like the avatari. Everybody else is called avatar. So avatari means he's the cause of all causes. And from him comes everybody else. But the first expansion is Balaram. And from Balaram, all these other incarnations come. And then
that means that does it mean Balram born before Krishna? That's why Balram is
no, but wait, you can't see the very top of my screen. Ek minute. Can you see the screen now? The full?
Yeah. Now
Krishna is first.
Oh, okay.
Krishna
That's
is first.
why all the time.
So your maybe your computer doesn't show you the top of the chart.
Yeah, but every time I saw Balram first. That's why since now.
Understood.
So I confuse.
Got it. No, it's actually Krishna's first. From him comes Balaram. Yes.
So when Krishna takes avatar, right?
He doesn't take
every
avatar.
time,
He is avatari. From him, everybody else comes. He's actually the original. According to Bhagavad Gita, according to Srimad Bhagavatam and Brahma Samhita, these 3 scriptures.
Okay,
so when he comes as Krishna, originally we see the Vishnu form in the Mathura prison, right? Vishnu. And then he transforms into Krishna. But actually, even that Vishnu form comes from Krishna. Not even Krishna. He comes all the way down here. He's Shirodakshay Vishnu. That is the Vishnu that is first comes to Vasudev and Devaki. This one here. And he is only an incarnation of 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 Krishna.
Yeah. So Balram, then Vasudeva and Sankarasana and Pradyumna and Anuradha. They all after the Balram generation, right?
Yeah, but this is actually Ramachandra. So
Okay.
when Ramachandra came, he
Mm-hmm.
came from Vasudev.
Mm-hmm.
From Sankarsam came Lakshman. From
Okay.
Pradyumna came Bharat, and from Aniruddha came
Oh,
Shatrughna.
okay. Yeah.
So
Okay.
like that.
So this first Ram, Bharat, Lakshman, and Bharat,
Hmm.
Pradyuman is a
Pradyumna.
Bharat, right?
Yes, Pradyumna is Bharat.
So Lakshman, after Lakshman, next generation from Lakshman, after the Lakshman, the
Hmm.
first four brother Ram, Lakshman, Bharat, and
Hmm.
Satrughna, right? Then Narayana
Then Narayan from Lakshman,
from
effectively
Lakshman, right? Uh,
Narayan.
and again Vasudev and
Ha.
Sankara.
But this is a different Vasudev. This is a different Chaturvyu. They have different powers as well. Slightly different
Mm,
powers. Not completely different, slightly different. They're still Vishnu Tattva. They're still God. They're still
oh, okay.
supreme. They're still supreme.
Mm,
And they all are supreme. Each and every one of them. The only thing that distinguishes Krishna from the others,
mm,
there's four things that distinguish him. One, he performs great pastimes. He dances better than anybody else. He has the best. He has the greatest devotees, like that. There's four things that distinguish him even from all
mm,
of these others. Oops, all of these others.
okay.
Yeah, it's a little complicated. It
I
is a
know.
little
And
complicated.
second thing, before this topic, you saw the demigod soul, and this demigod, one of the Mataji also, you said demigod,
Ah,
right?
yes.
And you remember 2-3 weeks ago, I was asking about Bhagavad Gita, but Devi Bhagavad Gita. You remember? You said I have never heard. Yeah.
Hmm. Hmm.
Yeah. But I just started reading,
Ha.
and not every a few chapter I read. They explaining all the our old Puran story,
Hmm.
like Puru Raja and others, and Sukdev. The old story is coming one by one from in the chapter.
Ah, so it's a similar thing.
Yeah, but they all the chapter mention that there is a powerful, there is no description about Krishna, but all the stories say there is a power, Shakti called Mataji. It's main.
Ah, that's why it's called Devi Bhagavatam.
Yeah, that's what I understood. Only few
Right,
chapter
right,
I
right.
read, but I think they saw that Mataji is the
Highest. Yeah,
highest.
but that's actually not correct. Because Bhagavad Gita is completely contrary to that.
Mm.
And so is the Shrimad Bhagavad Puran, so is the Brahma Samhita, so are the Puranas. It's not accurate, Madhuben. So
Okay.
be careful when you read that. Huh? It'll
Yeah.
give
I
you the
know.
wrong impression.
Yeah, sometimes wrong impression and make more confusion.
More confused.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Yeah. Okay. Thank
Thank
you,
you. Thank
Prabhuji.
you. Thank you. Prabhupada?
Krishna Prabhuji is the same thing with me. Now, when the first one you explain about Ram, Lakshman and Bharat and Shatrughan, then you said Narayan. Then you got that Vasudev, Sankaranam, Padinama, Aniruddha. So what are those four, please?
Oh, these four. Oh, that's a good question. I've forgotten now. They are
What are
again.
those avatar?
They not too sure, but basically Narayan is the one in Vaikuntha. Lakshmi Narayan in Vaikuntha. And if you remember, in Vaikuntha, all the different avatars are there. All the different avatars. Nasingdev, Machkach, Varaha, all of them
Yes.
there. So also these four are part of that group of incarnations.
All
So
right.
yeah.
Anyway,
What they
thank you.
specifically do, I can't remember now.
All right, don't worry, it's fine. And the other question is the same thing what Madhuben said about reading this Devi Puran.
Right.
I did mention this quite, I think, year ago or year before, that reading all different Purans, and when you're reading all these different Purans about Ram, Krishna, and Shankar Bhagwan, and then all other Purans, and when you're reading them, like Ganesh Puran, then you only think, oh, that is the Ganesh is biggest. When you read
That's
Krishna,
right.
there's
That's
a
right.
Krishna is biggest. And when you read about Shankar Bhagwan, then you think he is biggest. But I remember as you said, it's all right, you can read them, but nobody is bigger than Krishna.
Yeah. According to the most important scriptures, which is the Bhagavad Gita, Srimad Bhagavatam, like that. Yeah. That's right.
So it's all right. She's reading Devi Bhagavat, which is very nice.
Very
Anyway,
good.
thank you.
Thank you so much. Thank you so much. Anything else by anybody else? Okay, let's stop actually. We won't be able to finish Lord Shiva's thing today, so let's finish it tomorrow.
Sorry, I took
Thank you
longer.
for the questions. Thank you for the very important, because you know, we have from childhood understanding which we have been taught, or somebody's explained to us, and it may not be according to what is in the revealed scriptures, the most important scriptures. So it's very important to ask these questions, and we can come to the the proper position, the proper knowledge base. Very important, huh? So thank you, both of you.
Thank you. Hare Krishna.
Thank you. Okay, anybody else, any questions, comments? Otherwise we can stop.